Alright, so I want to give my first impressions thoughts of Enshrouded. As of recording this video, I have around 4 hours in, so this is a very early access, very early impressions, but I plan to play even more, 10 plus, dozen plus hours, and do a full review then. But I wanted to quickly get a video out to let you guys know what I think about it so far. And yeah, there is a reason why I do feel like playing it a dozen plus hours, because I think this game has a lot of potential. Now, I think unfortunately the timing of this game coming out in the same window as Palworld has kind of overshadowed it a little bit. And yeah, Palworld is going to be infinitely more appealing to a much wider audience, while this one is more of a, well, this is a game where if you like Valheim, for example, then you're going to like this. So, you know, we can't talk about this game without comparing it to any other open world survival game. So, talking about Palworld first. Right, Palworld is primarily Ark mixed with, you know, like open world Rust sort of thing, without the PvP obviously. Now this game, it's less of that and more of the Valheim. So think of it like Dark Souls like combat, Zelda like exploration, but with a gigantic, like, what if Skyrim was a third person open world single player game? Well, you can play this with multiplayer, but I heard at the moment there's like issues if you try to do like story progression. Some stuff kind of mess up. I highly recommend you playing the single player for now until they fix a lot of that stuff. But this is a really good game. Like, first of all, it's very, very good looking. I think it's like the latest sort of epic engines they got running over there. But yeah, people were like, oh, some of the early complaints were like, damn, I can't run this thing, blah, blah, blah. I have no problem with mine. However, I am running like a 4090, so that's you know, it's not, I don't have an issue, but it runs really well. First of all, the control is great. You can play keyboard and mouse. I'm using an Xbox One controller, and it plays really good. You can keybind some of the stuff. It just plays like a really good action game first and foremost. Yeah, the survival mode is there, but it has everything you want. You know, you can easily strafe, look around. You can quick swap stuff. It like feels like they are really trying to implement a controller scheme here. Well, like I have multiple hot bars, all of the controls make sense. You know, you can mess around with auto lock on, you can take that off. Yeah, you can mess with the sensitivity. So controls are really good. Now, as opposed to progression, what kind of game this is, like, as opposed to Valheim, well, that game's been in early access for a couple years now without any gigantic major updates in my recent memory. This game, it feels like it's way worth the money already. It's like what, 26 bucks, 10% off, 30 bucks. Early access, so it's the same as Palworld. But yeah, I do recommend Palworld if you just want that multiplayer experience where it's all about capturing stuff and having like a really funny comedic world with cute animals. Well, this one is more of like a streamlined game where there's a lot of questing. Like there's an actual journal and an overarching story. You're not bogged down with cutscenes or anything like that, but you do have a lot of things going for you. Like, basically, you are a character born from the flame, and you have to get rid of the shroud, which is the game, you know, the game called Enshrouded. You are enshrouded the whole game, and it's up to you to build a base in multiple areas, unlock new NPCs, lots of different waypoints on the map to, you know, explore different dungeons, lots of enemies, good hitboxes, etc. You can fight with swords, shields, two-handed weapons, magic, bows and arrows. You level up, and you unlock more stuff for the base. You even get lots of different skill trees somewhat, so you can spec in like magic, melee, even healing if you do end up playing multiplayer. Yeah, there's a lot of mechanics in here, and they're just doing it well. So I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I highly recommend it, but primarily single player. Maybe later on, once they 100% fix the multiplayer, you know, where progression doesn't hinder one person or another, but it's completely fine playing single player. And it's not even that grindy of a game in terms of like having to gather resources and stuff, because you're always progressing equipment. You're always finding new, you know, high rarity stuff. You can craft very easily. All the resources are plentiful. At the time of this recording, there's no way to modify the world sort of stats. Unless, you know, playing single player, I haven't tried making a server yet, so I can't say for that. But playing on single player, you can't say, oh, I want the multiplier for all of the tools to, you know, hit things and I get things quicker, experience bar up. No, it plays really well, I think, so far, and I'm only 4 hours in, and the world just keeps opening up. Like, the map is huge, gigantic, and it just looks good. So, very first impressions, great game, really good. So definitely try Enshrouded. If you guys are interested, I'm uploading the whole thing on the Let's Play channel as soon as I have, like, in easily watchable 40-minute chunks, etc. And of course, you can just come by Twitch and hang out with us there. So, good game. Check it out. Enshrouded.